People have been looking up at these faces, staring down at them from the posters for about 2.5 weeks now. I have to wonder, do they have any sort of impact?
We should make this a journey montage.
Something like that, yeah.
Or try and look cool there for a second.
Like Tony Soprano.
Yeah, Tony Soprano, exactly.
I'm just a common man, drive a common van. My dog ain't got a pedigree. If I have my say, gonna stay that way. 'Cause highbrow people lose their sanity. And a common man is what I'll be.
Naked lampposts. Naked lampposts, unadorned, as far as the eye can see. Have you noticed anything different about Dalkey?
Yes, I noticed there are no posters here.
No posters.
We love it.
You don't miss them. Surely you miss the posters.
Absolutely not at all. And any posters I see, I won't be voting for the people because we're
Really?
against the environment, aren't we?
Yeah, they're really taking the no posters thing seriously here. They've censored the van. People of Dalkey aren't too concerned about the lack of posters. In fact, they seem pretty happy about it. You'd have to wonder, do they realise what they're missing out on? Let's check out Dun Laoghaire, where there's posters absolutely everywhere.
I think they make a mess, but you wouldn't know it was an election if they didn't put their faces up. You know?
So you think that's important to have those faces there?
I don't think it's important. It's just a necessary evil, you know.
Almost everybody we've talked to so far has said, listen, do away with them completely. But, you know, somebody must like them because they're absolutely everywhere. You wouldn't do away with them?
No, leave it as it is, but just make sure they clean them up. Clean them, especially the piece of plastic going around it. That's important.
To me, it's the big contradiction on the big thing. We're going to save the planet. Ooh, great. And you know, joking aside, this is a total waste of paper.
Pete, how are you? It's Conor in prime time. We're going to drive down, try and park up there somewhere around Sir John Rogerson's Quay. 2 lattes, one with an extra shot, and to take away, please, and an Americano as well, please.
What was that mean?
That's you.
Thank you. Can we get it authentic?
If a politician doesn't put posters up, there's almost certainly a cost to it. Because we know that the more familiar you are with something, the more inclined you are to like it. And even that's true of a person. So if you don't put posters up, there's likely to be a cost. Now, if you're well recognised anyway, maybe that cost would be lower, but there are always going to be some people who are likely not to know who you are. And if you don't put the posters up and they don't recognise your face, they're less likely to vote for you.
Now, here's a man who knows all about election posters.
Hey, Conor, how are you?
How many pieces do you have in your collection now?
A lot. I have a couple of hundred posters. There's a bit of history there. Town commissions no longer exist. Where you have constituencies, you do need recognition for people, especially first-time candidates. And it's a relatively equal platform. Everybody can have a poster out, you know, you get 20 posters for 100 quid or whatever. Whereas if you got rid of posters, the advantage a party would have in knowing the election date, in that they would be able to pre-book all the billboards, pre-book all the bus shelters or anything before anybody else, because they know they're going to call it for this date. You know, there's all sorts of factors. It's an equal thing.
So Labour was blue and orange back then.
Yeah,
I've got the pipe on here.
Yeah, no, it's
you can take it or leave it. Yeah. See people with a vape pen maybe in 2020.
Yeah. That's timeless. That's history.
So as well as it being true that the more familiar you are with something, the more you're inclined to like it, it even applies to attractiveness. So the first few times you see a human face, you find that face more attractive the more times you see it, up to around 20 times or so. So for a politician, attractiveness might matter.
Would you be more inclined to vote for somebody if they were absolutely gorgeous?
Well, actually, I was looking at a lady yesterday, and she's running again, and she's been here, and I think she got her teeth whitened since the last time. And I looked at that and I said, that is not going to make one little bit of difference to how I vote for that lady. I will vote for her. But with or without her teeth that white, I would have voted for her anyway.
No, absolutely no.
Why not?
Because external beauty like that isn't the answer to your problems.
If somebody was absolutely gorgeous, would it make you more inclined to vote for them?
Well, I would be inclined that way, yeah. Even at my age, yeah. You never lose it.
Well, we've hit Dalkey. Now we've hit Dun Laoghaire. 2 places, same constituency, same candidates, but 2 very different approaches to the election posters. it might be fair to say that people don't really want the posters anywhere, but we know that they mean a great deal to the politicians and their chances on election day. So even with all the modern devices, even with social media and everything else and that way of getting your message out there, might be the case that posters are here to stay for a while yet.